Born and raised in Mother Zambia, land of refuge and a home of peace. To many you need a place to go where they are free. Disagree and we may argue, but we have never been at war. In spite of all that we have been through, we are still one Zambia, one nation under God.
My Zambia, my identity, this is who I am, it's who you are. My Zambia, my identity, this is who I am, it's who you are. God has blessed us for a reason. Yeah, all we have is not for show. No, no, we must never take for granted all this peace we know. It's all by the grace of God, yeah. Take a look at other places. Oh, all they know is fighting, war and destruction. In spite of all that we are going through, we are still one Zambia, one nation under God. My Zambia, my identity, this is who I am, it's who you are.
My Zambia, my identity, this is who I am,
it's who you are.
Man, don't get me started now.
Beacon of light among many nations.
My favorite line is when she says Tizivani. Oh, I love that. Love it, love it, love it. Cannot get enough of that song. Israel and his lovely wife, Nalu, sang that all-encompassing song, that patriotic song that is encapsulated in a pure love for this nation, a pure love for Zambia, for every tribe, every province, every one of our 10 provinces. This song can be played anywhere across our nation, and it will be embraced. Israel and Nalu, thank you. Thank you for that beautiful rendition. Beautiful, beautiful. Thank you. Okay. Hey, guys. Thank you again for being with me. I've been with you twice today. Isn't that amazing? A few shout outs before we begin. Stuart Zulu says, if meteorological has never been accurate, what more of those paid up opinion polls? Oh my goodness. Oh dear. Oh, this is Stuart Zulu said that, I think. Is that Stuart Zulu? That's so funny. Bless you. That's hilarious. Yes, that was Stuart Zulu. Paul Mwaba says, no, they are not. They are opinion polls. I do not expect them to be accurate. That's Paul Mwaba. Kapwepwe Gideus. Bola ni 90 minutes, he says. Kasonde, good evening to you. Thank you, guys. Titus Nsangwe. Music speaks. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Thank you so much. Bless your heart. Mikaziwe. Mikaziwe. Gideon. Evening, Mr. Moyle. Long time, sir. Thank you. Thank you for being with us. Okay, let's get into it. Today, I won't keep you long, just a few minutes. We are asking the question, are Zambian political opinion polls accurate? Well, the short answer is no. And let me tell you why they're not accurate. They're not accurate because by and large, and I said this earlier today, by and large, Zambians, when it comes to politics, we have been conditioned to shun away from anyone that asks us our political inclination. It stems from a history of being victimized when you air your personal, authentic political views. That's where it stems from. And one of the roots that was embedded within the Zambian psyche was when Mr. Sata came on the political scene and he introduced the mantra, Don't Kubeba. It's very important for us to dwell on this concept for a few minutes so that you have a clear picture, so that you have a comprehensive picture of the Zambian political landscape. Stay with me now. When Mr. Sata was running for president, he had attempted a few times, but the one time that victory seemed to be in his reach, he came up with the mantra, the saying, Don't Kubeba. Now, Don't Kubeba in my language basically means don't tell them. And the idea behind that is do not be forthright with what is in your heart. Say what they want to hear, but in your heart, you know what you're going to do on polling day. The mantra, Don't Kubeba, was the most dishonest, the most pretentious political position that has ever entered the mind of the Zambian voter. Basically, the idea was, if you ask me who I'm going to vote for, I will not tell you the truth. I'll tell you what you want to hear. Don't Kubeba. The idea was that in those days, the MMD were the guys in government under Mr. Rupiah Banda. MMD was riding high on the saddle. MMD was the cat's meow. In those days, MMD was the dog's bark. I mean, they ruled the roost. But Mr. Sata, because he was so tenacious, because he was so resilient, he had the fighting spirit of a warrior. He faced the MMD toe-to-toe, eyeball to eyeball, and he told his voters, his supporters, Don't Kubeba. When they bring you food, when they bring you money, when they bring you t-shirts, when they bring you ifitenge, when they bring you all manner of accessories, take them, eat them, consume them. But in your heart, you know that when that day comes, and you walk into that voting booth, you won't walk in there with a troop. Oh, no. No, sir. You will not walk in there with your family. You will not walk in the voting booth with your kin. One out. Nobody in there but you and God. And Mr. Sata told his supporters, when you walk into that booth, you need to do the right thing. And that's exactly what happened. Mr. Rupiah Banda, who was serving at the time as president, he did everything within his power. I mean, he pulled no punches. He pulled out all the stops. That was the first time we heard of this phrase, image builders. Remember that? The MMD, with all of their mighty strength and power, with all of their vaunted political knowledge, they hired a team of foreign advertising executives that were called image builders. And the MMD pumped, multiplied, multiplicity of multitudinous tens of millions of dollars, US, into the campaign effort. But Mr. Sata stood up in front of his supporters and said, "Don't Kubeba." You all know the story. It's a common political tale. When you get old and you become a grandfather, this is one of those stories you sit with your grandbabies around a campfire somewhere, and you begin to tell them, there was a time when our people embraced this mantra of not being forthright, not being honest. There was a time we had the dispensation of Don't Kubeba. Don't tell them what you are going to do. Now, because of that background, Mr. Sata was ushered into office. Now we have a new slogan. When I say we, I'm talking about we as Zambians. Bantu Zambia, you have to be very careful. If you are under to we, which means you are with them, those chaps. Oh, Mwewa, you are green. Hey, Mwewa, you are blue. Hey. So you have to qualify everything in Zambia when you're speaking to a group of people. You have to qualify what you're saying. When I say we have come up with a slogan, I'm talking about the Zambian electorate. Must I teach you everything? The Zambian electorate in 2021, they have come up with their own version of Don't Kubeba. It's called being a watermelon. You're green on the outside, but in the recesses of your cerebellum, in the depth of your heart, you're red. That's the idea, the concept behind the slogan, the political utterance. Watermelon. A watermelon is someone that claims to be part of a political party, but on the inside, he belongs to that party over there. A watermelon is someone that claims to be part of the ruling party, but really, he's part of the opposition. It's all deception. And my brothers and sisters, I submit to you that because we have this idea, this misleading conception, a perception of real politics, it is impossible in this dispensation to carry out an accurate political opinion poll, because Zambians, by nature, when it comes to politics, we are afraid to express our views. How many times have I sat with marketeers? And I sit with them every day, all day, every week. I know them. When you speak to a marketeer, the whole idea of an opinion poll is you take a sample. Let's say there are 100 people and you sample 50 people. You ask 50 people in that group of 100. The results that you get from that sampling and that survey gives you an idea of where you might be going. But here's the caveat. And I want you to listen to me very carefully because this is really important. I think these are national matters, and I think we have to be forthright. We have to be accurate. We have a responsibility as people with an audience to disseminate accurate, verifiable, truthful information and data. Very important. You must know that this is not partisan politics. This is not partisan language. We are pro-Zambian, nonpartisan. We're here to disseminate. That's all we're here to do. So here's the thing. Because Zambians are not forthright, and I speak to marketeers every day. How many marketeers have told me, and they'll say to me, Mr. Muewa, is that camera off? And I'll say yes, and then they begin to be honest with me. But when you ask them on camera, or if you stand in front of a Zambian with a pad and a pen, and you are there in some official capacity, and you ask them, you begin to bombard them with political, personal questions. Oh, honey, they're not going to tell you the truth. They will tell you what they want you to, they will tell you what they think you want to hear. And all it takes is a once-over. Do you know what a once-over is? Our people are very perceptive. Let me give you an example. The other day, I was doing an interview with one of these political candidates, and I was with him in the Kabalonga area. For those of you that watch that video, you know exactly who I'm talking about. And as I was speaking to him, there were a few ladies that were selling fruit and oranges and such. There were three of them, three ladies. And because they could clearly see this man's political persuasion, they could see from his attire, they could see from his apparel that he was inclined to a specific political party. So what they did, these three ladies, was that they played along with the game. They approached him and they started throwing up symbols that were in line with this man's political party. And then they began to say, no, we are with you. But the same ladies, if somebody else showed up with different colors, they would do the same thing. So the bottom line is, we are not ready as a people to give accurate opinion polls. Why? Because by and large, we're not honest. There's a lot of pretense. Now, that's not to say we shun political surveys. This is a very good start. The guys over there at the University of Zambia that are conducting opinion polls, of course, they didn't get everything right because initially they brought forward a half-baked survey. They had only surveyed 5 provinces, and they came forward and said, we have these results. A lot of people were very angry because they said, well, you can't come to us with 5 provinces and say that you have conducted a comprehensive survey. Why don't you go through all of the 10 provinces? And then when you are done compiling your data, when you are done bringing together a comprehensive report, then come and talk to us. Well, today they released the other 5 provinces, and they sort of announced their survey, their findings. But here's what I find interesting about surveys, and I've said it, I'll say it again. It's a great start. It's a fantastic start to reshaping the mind of the voter. Earlier this morning, I posted a photograph of when I first registered to vote at Katondo Street, which is not too far from me here. My office is a stone throw away from Katondo Street. That's where I registered, and that's where I will vote. I will be there at 5 a.m. in the morning, armed with these two things, armed with a voter's card, armed with my reg that tells me that I am a Zambian and I want to participate in the destiny of our nation. This is what tells me that I can stand in line. So when I go there, I know what I'm going to do. And initially this morning, I posted, I said, an informed voter is a valuable voter. That's good. I like that, boy. Let's say that again. An informed voter is a valuable voter. And how are you informed? When you have all the information. When candidate A reveals his manifesto, her manifesto to you, you go through it, you comb through it. I don't mean literally reading it, because, some people don't want to do that. But when you have a basic sense of what a candidate stands for, and the only way you can do that is when you hear from that candidate and when you see them. And then you ascertain, you make an informed decision. When you weigh the candidates, when you listen to about 3 or 4 of them, and you say, I'm not going to go with this one. Or you turn around and say, I sort of like this one. I tell you, there is nothing more powerful than a voter that is informed and ready to participate in the destiny of a nation. Nothing more powerful than that, boy. That is the zenith of patriotism. That's what that is. So here it is, folks. In my opinion, the opinion survey that was conducted, at this point, there have been several. None of them, in my view, can give an accurate depiction of the voting pattern because Zambians are not ready to be honest about who they're going to vote for. Sorry, I had to burp there. We are not a perfect union yet as a nation. America has been a democracy for hundreds of years. They are still on their quest to become a more perfect union. They don't always get it right. Sometimes they miss the mark. But here's the thing. In that country, it is not uncommon to hear someone say openly, I'm going to vote for so-and-so. And they mean it. They mean it. I remember when Arnold Schwarzenegger, the actor, the man, the Austrian actor, he played the Terminator. You know who that is. Well, Arnold Schwarzenegger, or Schwarzenegger, didn't support Donald Trump. And he made it very clear that he didn't support Donald Trump. Why? Because there was a component in Donald Trump's campaign that Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't like. And it had to do with fossil fuels. It had to do with coal and the mining industry and things like that. There was a policy, a stance that Donald Trump took that Arnold Schwarzenegger didn't like. And because of that one component, Schwarzenegger decided, well, I'm not going to vote for Donald Trump. And he made that clear. Now, that is a society that says what they feel. It's very rare for you to find someone in that society that says openly, I am a Democrat or I am a Republican, when chances are 99.9% when someone says they are a Democrat, when they go to vote, they vote Democrat. Why? Because they live in an environment that encourages your ability to express your political views without reprisal. Oh, that's a big one right there. Some of you caught that. Let me say it again, because I think that's important. Our friends live in a society where if you express your political opinion, you do so without the fear of reprisal. Without the fear of yo nganalandefi limbibala nchuchunganya. Nganalandefi limbibala nchena. Nganafwala regelia na pitamwachite limbibala mpuma. Or worse still, limbibala njipaya. Now, you take that environment. You think people will be honest with you when their lives hang in the balance? When their well-being hangs in the balance? Do you think that someone is going to be honest with you when you ask them, who are you going to vote for? Zambians are not there yet. We're not there yet. We're on our way. The wheels are turning slowly, but we're not there yet. We're not there yet. Not yet. We'll be there in about 15, 20 years from now. There's coming a time in this Zambian political space where, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, presidential debates are so important. And the only way to fix that, to work that out, is to make sure that legally candidates are bound to participate in presidential elections. Then you will see who the real deal is. Very important. We're headed towards that. We're not there yet, but we're getting there. Inch by inch, but eventually we'll get there. Lastly, before I close and open the phone lines, the importance of an opinion poll, and this is a scientific approach to getting data and getting an idea of how the electorate thinks. The reason why these polls are very important, going in the future, we're going to rely on them very heavily, because right now, there are many of you that would rather listen to some wayward, idiotic papa. I mean, I heard one of these jokers the other day, this false prophet Masala. He comes on television and says, God has spoken. God ain't talked to you. God doesn't speak to you. He gets on Facebook and says, God has spoken to me that whoever wins these elections is going to die. You idiot. You dunderhead. You are dumber than a box of hammers. How dare you inject fear and negativity in the electoral process? Who died and made you God? This is the reason why these surveys are very, very important. Even though they don't always get them right, I would rather rely on scientific evidence, a scientific approach to elections, than listen to these jokers like Masala. This false prophet Masala comes on Facebook and says, oh, God's spoken to me. God doesn't talk to you. Telling the Zambian people that whoever wins these elections is going to die. How dare you? How dare you take the people of Zambia for granted? You insect! I'm gonna calm down. I have this. I'm cool. I'm cool. So I'm going to open the phone lines and let's talk. I need you to give me your opinion. Tell me what you think. Goodness, I can't wait. I'm only going to be on here 15 minutes, guys. 15 minutes. Oh, wait a minute. Call me on that number. Try not to call me on WhatsApp. Just call me directly so that we can have it. And tell me what you think. Tell me what your opinion is. And also tell me if you are ready to go and vote on the 12th of August 2021. And give me your opinion on who you think is going to win and what your thoughts are on this year's election. Call me on that number. And I'm hoping this will work. It better work. I've set myself up here, man. Okay, here we go. So call me. Go ahead, guys. Call me on that number. And let's have a conversation. Let's have an open conversation about this year's election. Yeah, that is my number. It's got to be. Okay, give me a call. Come on, guys. We're connected. We're cool. We're connected. Are we? Yeah. Roadcaster Pro connected for phone calls and audio. Guys, if you don't call me, I'm going to go to the comments. All right, let's go to the comments here. Promise Piri says, some prophets, I was sure. People have spoken. They won't. Hey there.
Hello.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm fine. How are you?
Okay, Mr. Mwewa.
Yes.
My opinion, no, church is carrying the day.
Okay, that's your opinion?
Yeah, church is carrying the day.
Are you ready to vote?
Very ready, very, very, very much ready.
Well, good for you. Be safe out there.
Yeah. All right.
Take care now. And then here's another one here. Opinion polls, opinion call are not accurate, Mr. Mwewa. I'm sure you meant opinion poll. Oh, hey, Samantha Holland. Hey, Samantha Holland, haven't seen you in a long time. Where you been, girl? Let's see, what are you saying here? I understand voting is going on now in Zambia, but it is a sad situation to see all those people gathering in one place without social. Aratecha kuseka Samantha Holland. Notina bantu besu. Hello. Mkwaye.
Mwabomba fe bwino.
Wina mkwaye ni mobani mkwaye.
Era ndana bamusonda atuatumva fe bwino cha Americano English tenu.
Bamusonda bushemu alide mbeshya.
Nalire mbeshero nali umfa bwino kumfati muri bakwesu.
Mkwaye kumansa. Thank you. Mkwaye.
Narara nda kwa katibe mbaka nono katishinga tamara beri mwaile kwa America.
Gatwala balandeni bwana landeni chalo chile mfwa.
Oyo muntu ngata bamufinshanye ala wina.
Anyuyo.
H.
Ngata wacheshani?
Ngata bakamufinshanye.
Ekuchani kulit. Okay, contextually, I understand what you're saying, I think. But say it in basic Bemba.
Okay, what I'm saying is this. Ngafika bafe straight takwa kabyama mathematics yakwe batashani, he can win. Then my other concern bamwewa ni kumasoja. Yeah, now I'd left my car, Pami and Paside, Reponat parking.
Pasimoson.
I parked there. Yeah, I parked my Range Rover outside Pamin. So I went to Kanyama. So when I was coming back, I jumped on a bus. And there were some soldiers coming on the other side from town going to Kanyama. So much from guys who are Chisala and that Avana Vena, take what it a coffee chance to apita. Not knowing that there was a soldier inside. This soldier grabbed this guy by the neck and he started slapping him. Saying that
Bambo kumuma.
Yes, he was slapping him. Mubas.
Nomba basoje abo bachiba mubasi bachifwala uniform.
No, he was not in a uniform, but he produced a card, the ID, to show that he's a military personnel.
So bafumia card bambo nombo
kumuma. Iwabolela ndapota wishi vya techilere ngatitulera la panse. Maybe you are one of those.
Well, that's sad.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
And anyway, the other thing that this man was saying, I cannot start saying something here. But that was bad.
Yeah. Well, let me give you my opinion on that. It's unfortunate that happened, but I'm of the opinion, I'm glad that the soldiers are patrolling our streets because, and I've publicly said this, I find that the police are ill-equipped. The police alone are ill-equipped to handle the impending possible violence that might erupt. So it's very important for us to have a very strong army presence to contain the chaos, if indeed there will be chaos. So that is my view. I'm one of those people that thinks the police are necessary. I mean, the army is necessary to contain peace.
Yeah. No, that is fine. That is fine. We are not saying they are not supposed to be there. Let them be there for the sake of peace. We all want peace, but
your incident was
do things in a good way.
In a good way. Now I'm from quiet, and you're absolutely correct. It's unfortunate that it happened like that. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Thank you very much. Don't worry, brother. I'll hook you up. Thank you, brother.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Peace. Bye. Cheers. Thank you so much for that. Samantha Holland, what are you saying? Social distance and a deadly disease in the air. Samantha Holland, yes. And it's we are living in a COVID world, Samantha. But it is what it is. It is what it is. It's great to see you, Samantha. Appreciate that. Here it is. Kunda Bwalia, good evening. Mr. Chitambala, I'm watching you from Gundola. I really enjoy your program because they are so motivating. Thank you, brother. Bless your heart. Bless you, bless you, bless you. Thank you. Is that a brother? Kunda? Divine. Hi. All right, guys, call me on that number. Please call me on that number and give me your opinion. The question is, are Zambian political opinion polls accurate? And if you could share with me, who are you going to vote for? Who are you going to vote for? Let's see here. So you can call me on that number. Amos Daka says, Mwewa and profits. Yeah, because these jokers, I'm telling you, man, all they do is plant seeds of division, ambiguity, and tension. How in the world are you going to say God has spoken to me and said that whoever's going to win the elections is going to die in office? How dare you? How dare you? They should arrest your little behind. Bless your heart. I mean, Hello. Hello.
Yep.
Hello, sir. Are you there? Are you there?
Great. I've been following your program.
Wonderful. Thank you, sir. Who am I speaking with?
You are speaking to Mukuka.
Mkwaye wa Mukuka. Ababe mbafe beka.
Mkwaye wa mwa.
Mkwaye.
Program ya wemba.
Mwidalande fyo. Go ahead, sir.
Twala tribe ni program ya chalo.
Mkwaye.
Vamwe tunati munefetika mchalo chesu cha Zambia.
Yeah, tokta miapwa. Hao chavi pecho. Va ativana nishina. Hao mubwelele po imwe. Inena chirafu okumfu afuma. Lakini mbatumine phone, ala batumina phone. Katuishinga bala asuka. You know, somebody on here said that I look like Ben there. Are you serious? Okay, he's not answering the phone. Okay, please call me on that number. And here we go. Hello? Hello.
Yes, how are you, Mr. Ma?
I'm very well, thank you, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. Let me choose to remain anonymous.
Mkwaye. I understand.
We appreciate your program.
Thank you, sir.
I'm calling you from Dora.
Okay.
Yeah. I do believe that at this point in time, I think the opposition is winning, which is the UPNB. The only fear that people have is, I think the current situation that we're witnessing currently in Zambia, it has never been witnessed before. A situation where soldiers are in the streets. I don't believe that police are incapable of handling the elections. They're incapable right now because I think they have chosen to be political rather than to be the referee to this game. Therefore, they are receiving a bit of backlash from the members of the public. And the reaction to that is probably to use violence, which is not the right thing. I do believe that at this point in time, I think we should have graduated from this situation of wanting to be violent in terms of expressing our opinions. It is sad that we have lives that have been lost. That could have probably been preserved instead of dying the way they have died because someone has been careless. I do believe that the president, if he was honest in terms of delivering the danger of his youth, right now won't have been witnessing what we are witnessing right now. The IG has completely failed to handle the electoral process because I think he's creating his own rules other than the normal rules that should govern the election period. So my opinion definitely is I believe the opposition, UPNB, is winning the election. And thank you for your program.
That's an interesting view. Thank you, sir. Thank you for participating.
Okay, thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you for that. Please call me on that number if you can. Let's read a couple of more comments here. Okay, let's read this one. No opinion poll is really accurate due to various reasons. Such sample size, even in the US, they get it all wrong sometimes. Hello? Hello? This is, now you're better. Now I can hear you.
Yeah, how are you, sir?
I'm fabulous, sir. Who am I speaking with?
You speaking to Silas.
Well, Silas.
Mkwai.
Please go ahead, sir.
Bakalamba.
Mkwai.
We. Iwambu politics aya. Aba nesu PF tabalelanda bunu. Katwishinga fyachine ba Antonio Manza balandire.
You finish if Mkwai.
Ifyo tumfilo kutira balelanda tinga ni ku Rwanda. Mba kutibala so muntu ngo imfuti na chawe. Okay, I haven't heard that.
I haven't heard that.
It's there on social. It's there on social media. It's all over. Where he mentioned something like he was talking about Yakainde. Then he said if it was in Rwanda, they can put a bullet in his head, which is not correct. If it's true, I'm sure he owes an apology to people. We don't want people to fight. These are just elections. We've got better days to come rather than fighting. Fighting is the last thing that we can do as Zambians. That's my concern.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, boss. Thank you.
I'm grateful. God bless.
Cheers. Thank you. Thank you.
And guys, it's really important, you know, at this stage of the game, and I use the word game very loosely. This is not a game. This is very serious business. At this stage of the game, it's very important for both major parties to be careful with what they say and what they do. Hello.
Hello, Mr. Moyo.
Yes, sir.
Yes. Can I be anonymous?
Oh, absolutely. Go ahead. What's your name, though? That's a joke. It's a joke. Go ahead.
Yeah. I have a bit of just a concern on the opinion that they've just released today. Yeah. When you look at the last time, when you critically analyze it and look at it, you can see that the candidates, the people that were interviewed and said we would rather not talk or say out what we want, were quite a lot. And I wonder how you can rely on an opinion where you've included in your percentages people that are saying would rather keep quiet on this matter. For me, that's one of the things that I saw that this opinion poll is rather questionable. Yeah. Also, when you look at the people that they were saying, they were asking, look at the population of Zambia and most of the people that vote in Zambia. You look at the education levels they were talking about, 78% people that are literate. Look at those values. They will tell you something about who the vote or this opinion poll they are talking about. For me, it had a lot of questions in it that I wouldn't rely on it very much.
Well,
the unknowns are just too much. We haven't even put there the unknowns are a lot. We haven't even put the margin of error.
Well, you know what they said? They said that they have an error of margin of 1%, is what they said.
That's not possible, Mr. Mwewa.
That's what they said. They said either way, 1%, which, you know, it sounds a bit, you know, strange if you ask me. 1%.
Mathematically, it cannot be possible. When you say 20% of the people in Southern Province said they don't want to vote, and you're saying 1%.
Yeah, it's quite interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
No, sir. Thank you so much for that insightful contribution. Thank you.
Yeah, and also just an appeal.
Yes, sir.
Let's keep our peace in Zambia. That's more important too. So whoever wins this election, let's keep our peace. That's the most valuable thing. It's not the copper, it's not the minerals we have. It's just the peace that we have as Zambians.
Thank you
This is
so
why
much.
people want to come here. This is why people respect us. They do not respect us for all these other things. They respect us for our peace.
Thank you,
and
sir.
Let's maintain that. Yeah.
And that's a very important message, sir. Very important message. Thank you for that. Bless you.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Good night. Cheers. Wonderful. Okay, let's read another comment here. Another phone call. Hello?
This is why people want to come here. This is why people respect us. They do not respect
Hello?
us for all these other things.
Oh, watu mafoni aputuka. You know, somebody said to me, okay, here we go. Oh, here's Shy Natasha. Hello?
Hello?
Hey there.
Hello?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Hello, good evening, Mr. Mwewa.
A very good evening to you. Who am I speaking with?
I'm calling you from Choma.
In Choma?
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. How's Choma today?
Choma is okay.
Wonderful. Who am I speaking with, my dear?
Hello?
I can hear you, Mama.
Hello, am I talking to Mr. Mwewa?
Yes, Mwewa. Yes, you are. Yes.
Mwewa. Oh, I'm calling you from Choma, Mr. Mwewa.
Wonderful. Welcome to the program. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much. Mr. Mwewa, these opinion polls, they are not accurate.
Okay.
Hello?
I can hear you.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Yes, for me, what I can say is that I think this time is the opposition, Mr. Mwewa, because it doesn't really need us to have an opinion poll. We are just looking at the problems that we are going through, Mr. Mwewa. When we look at the problems that the country is going through, I think this time is time for change. We don't even need CR1 to tell us this. We don't even need this prophet to tell us this. It's just that people, we've had it now. We've had it now, and we can really feel it, Mr. Mwewa. For now, I think the opposition, and what I can appeal to all Zambians is, we need peace. We need peace.
Peace is the most important thing.
We only have one country, and this is Zambia. You see, there is life after elections. We need to take our children to school. We need these kids to grow up so that they also become presidents. They also become leaders. They also become like you, Mr. Mwewa. So we need to safeguard. Yes. We need to safeguard our country. So after elections, we still have to love each other, whether I'm Tonga, whether I'm from Eastern Province,
Amen.
whether from Northern Province,
Amen.
we only have one country.
Amen.
Yes, we only have one country. We only have one country. Please, Zambians, on the 12th, as we go to vote, let's just vote. If I'm voting for UPND, if I'm voting for Socialist Party, if I'm voting, it is my right to choose whom I want.
It's your choice.
It is my right.
It's your
yes.
choice.
At the end of the day, we still have one country, which HEF needs to lead. If it's HH, he needs to lead. If it will be any other candidate, whether it's Never Mumba, he still needs to lead this country. So let's not put our country into flames. Thank you very much. Good evening, and I love your program, sir.
Oh, bless your heart. Thank you so much. Bless you.
Thank you very much,
Good
sir.
night.
Good night.
Cheers. Wonderful. Yes, peace is paramount. Peace is imperative. Peace is vital. Peace is important. I'll take one more phone call, and then I'm going to say goodnight, because it's 1924, and I'm still stuck in my office here at Simoson Building. I need to go home. I can't hang out with you guys all night. Let's do one more phone call. Get your voter's card ready, your reg ready. Whoever you're going to vote for, be passionate about your candidate, love your candidate, support your candidate, vote for your candidate, defend your candidate. Do not involve yourself in skirmishes. I want you to get that in your heart. Don't involve yourself in fights, skirmishes, and all that nonsense. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Mwewa, how are you?
I'm fabulous, sir. What about you?
I'm okay.
Who am I speaking with?
I almost wanted to emulate you. Then I found myself biting myself.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Well, this is Beverly calling.
Hey, Beverly.
I just wanted to call you to just recommend you with what you are doing. You know, that's what it means to love the nation. In fact, that's what it means to be patriotic to a country. What you're doing. You know, when you were giving a scenario about the Olympics yesterday, you made me cry. You know, I was so touched. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, brother. Go ahead.
Just, I was so touched yesterday when you were talking about the Olympics and how that people need to be fair. That's what is happening now. And so when I heard you speak, I was imagining like you put someone without legs and then you are told run together with someone with legs on the same platform and hoping to get the same prize. It's not really a fair deal. So when you talk like that, on a number of topics, I follow you, sir. I know I admire your English, but what is more important is what you do. Keep it up. Even when elections are over, stand for your country. We need people like you, sir.
Well, that's so kind of you to say. Thank you, sir. I'm grateful.
So
I'm grateful.
For opinion polls, for me, let's not mind about that. Why do we need opinion polls when elections are just near? Those are just big confusions and it's one way of doing wrong things. So let's not wait. We are going to vote. Why do we need? If I need to vote for PF, I'll vote. No one can stop me. No one can stop me from voting for MMD if I wanted. If I wanted to vote for DP, I can do that.
Yes.
So those opinion polls, they are just meant, I mean, they collected the data themselves. It's possible that they can manipulate it. No one guided them. So thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Mark my words. Keep it up. Even after the election, I see you in ShopRite. What you do is so kind.
Thank you.
Keep it up.
Bless you, brother. God bless you. Good night. Cheers. Guys, it's 1927. Thank you so much for listening. God bless you. Make sure you vote. Go and vote. Support your candidate, whoever that is. Love your candidate, whoever that is. But most importantly, maintain peace. Love this nation. There is life after these elections. There is a life to live. There is an existence to be had. God bless this beautiful republic that we call Zambia. Good night.